Yo, what is up, everybody? Back again. Y'all already know what
Nail,
it is.
play that shit.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, man, this man got the background.
You already know, man! Easy money. Well, it should be easy money, but like
Look,
I
knock
said,
on wood.
Look at the rookie graphics. We got Dean and we got Davis. It doesn't get better than that.
yeah, put that shit up.
As Rick and Bobby said, if you ain't first,
You're
you're
last.
last.
Exactly.
Second place is at 2.
Definitely gonna make up for it.
Trust me. I need a sports podcast, man. I need it. Yo. What is good, everybody? You already know what time it is. I need a sports podcast. Back in action. And let me put the ticker up on the screen, man. Y'all know what it is. Super Bowl time. What I tell y'all, man? I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode, which was the vlog. My trip to Baltimore. Walked in the bank, took over the bank. You already know what I'm saying. My Chiefs handled business back in the Super Bowl. 49ers rematch of the 2019. So you know the boys got to bring you a Super Bowl special pod. Eric will be joining us again as he's been a regular throughout the playoffs. So shout out to him. He should be on shortly. Yeah, man. I wish, one of us was still in it too, but I'm the last survivor. I just keep surviving. I made it to the end, the final countdown, man. But hey, I'm happy to be here. 58, feeling good. But we about to get into every little topic, every prediction, all the bets. I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of bets this weekend. We going all out for the final game of the year, man. But first topic that we're gonna get this started off with. This is actually a Chris inspired question. Chris, do you want to give the pod your question? Since you were so adamant that we
I don't want to give it, but I'll explain it. I don't want to give it, but I'll explain it for Cam since he don't understand stuff. Cam with a K, not Cam with a C. Cam with a C understands things.
Special K.
I'm dead. This is how we're starting today.
I had to, but the opportunity was right there. I had to.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. Explain your question.
No, we'll ask you first.
Okay. So Chris asked in the group chat yesterday, what situation is better in our opinion? Having a few great superstars on your team or having an overall really good team that plays well as a unit? And in this case, I guess his thinking is, the 49ers, we've been saying all year long, they lose like Debo, they lose a Trent Williams, McCaffrey, like one of those pieces go down, they're in jeopardy because it all forms one system. One piece falls out the system. It's hard for them to win games. Whereas you look at the Chiefs, and I'm going to argue a little bit against this, we have a few great superstars. We got arguably for sure future Hall of Famers, arguably a third in Chris Jones, and the rest of the team that certain pieces like the wide receivers have struggled all year. But here we are once again back in the Super Bowl when everybody had counted us out. And it's mainly on the back of our superstars. So Chris further explained that before we discuss. So Cam has everything all ironed out, and we hop into this argument that's about to ensue because we never hashed it out yesterday purposely to save it for the pod.
The argument gonna start with which team are we defining as the better team and which team are we defining as the team with superstars. My stance, and the reason my stance is because like when Kansas City, like I explained yesterday, when Kansas City played the Ravens, a lot of analysts have said that the Ravens were the better put together team. Like as a team, they were better. Like they had more good players than Kansas City, whereas Kansas City had the star players like Pat, Travis, even Snead this year, and then Chris Jones, and Pacheco as well. So I think the narrative still stands in this regard just because of how we've seen San Fran play, what you just said with if they're missing a piece, they're all out. And like the comparison I made yesterday was like Christmas lights. Like you got Christmas lights that work when one bulb is out, and then you got Christmas lights that don't work at all. The whole string will be out if one bulb is out. Kansas City are the lights that if one bulb is out, the rest of the lights still gonna shine. Type San Fran, if one light is out, all them lights are out. Christmas lights are not working. So that's how I see it. And personally, I mean, I think time and time again, Kansas City has shown us that a team with superstars is probably a team. I mean, because even look at my Cowboys, right? Like they're a good team, but the only superstar we really have is CD.
You don't
I mean,
even
I
give it
guess
to Mike.
Micah.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it to Micah too. I'm gonna give it to Micah too. Though I do believe a superstar needs to have leadership capabilities, and I don't think he has that. But I would say CD. I would say CD and Micah. But that ain't enough when you going against a team like Kansas City that has four solidified, I believe, superstars. And I say I believe because I'm putting Snead in there because I definitely doubted him mid-season. I even argued like, why don't you take the Cowboys secondary over? And they showed up. McDuffie and Snead showed up. So I ain't
told
got nothing to
y'all.
say about that. Yeah. But that's the premise of it. I guess the debate really is which team do we consider the put together team?
All right. Well, Special K, it's on you. Go ahead.
Oh my
uh, nah, man. It's a great question. I even said the Ravens had a more complete team than I was saying you every position Ravens I felt like you can argue had they was better at each position than the Chiefs. But now when now it's the Chiefs and the 49ers, I look at it as like you said, okay, y'all been saying, okay, if you take out Debo, the 49ers isn't the same. So I feel like, that's not really a complete team compared to the Chiefs. If you take for the Chiefs, if you take out if you take out like Rasheed Rice or something like that, I mean the Chiefs still, they still they still gonna be great, like they still gonna be good. I feel like Chiefs are a more complete team than the 49ers are. And I feel like the 49ers have, the few superstars or whatever you want to say. But if you look at the Chiefs roster, I feel like that's more put together, better than the 49ers in my eyes. So, yeah, I feel like the
I
defense
mean,
is
well, I was gonna say I don't think the correct term is complete. I think when you look at the paper, do you say, okay, like this team has more good players? It's not more so complete. It's just more good players.
Okay, I'll do
That's
I'll do
that's
y'all one better. Let's go through the list between like position groups on the team. Which team you got? Quarterback, obviously, Mahomes over Purdy.
obviously Kansas City.
Running
Yeah.
back, I'm gonna give C Mac over Pacheco, even though like
Mhm,
Pacheco is a beast in his own right, but he's not C Mac. Wide
mhm,
receiver, they got wide
they
receivers.
got receivers.
Tight
mhm.
end. Now this one I've been seeing it on Twitter and it's been kind of pissing me off.
It's
People be like,
Kelce.
"It's a tie. It's Kittle."
It's
Kelsey
Kelce.
not, yeah, Kelsey better. Kelsey better. But y'all do both have tight ends though.
Yeah, we do, but
Yeah. But Kelsey better.
yeah, just look what he's doing right now. I told y'all he
Yeah.
just needed that last week of rest, get some of those injuries not healed up because you never heal up in a season. But he just put 100 in a touchdown on Kyle Hamilton head, and that was the matchup.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, "Oh, he's going to shut him down." You seen what Kyle Hamilton's been doing all season? That's a Hall of Fame. As we argued, not to get on this hop, but my personal tight end go, I'll say it. He's over Gronk now in my eyes, but tight end we can say tie for argument basis. So
Okay. So
even
I'll
there.
give them both points.
Offensive line,
Chiefs easily.
Chiefs. That's what I'm saying.
Easily.
Easy.
Easily.
Defensive secondary, Chiefs.
Chiefs easily.
Linebackers, I'll say because
That's not
name
me.
brand Fred Warner is gonna go to 49ers. But I think overall linebackers, if you take they three linebackers, Warner, Greenlaw, I don't even know who the third linebacker is off the top of my head right now. But you put them up against Bolton, Willie Gay, and Drew Tranquil, I'm taking us. I'm not gonna lie. But I'll give them the linebackers because Fred Warner is the best one in the game, no doubt. Defensive line,
Overall wise, I feel like it's the Chiefs. That's
what I
me
was-
personally. That's just me personally. Overall
Like
wise,
with every person, like
yeah, like
every
defensive
person
tackle,
considering.
defensive end,
Okay.
because they got Bosa, but Bosa hasn't even been Bosa this year.
Yeah.
Chase
Yeah.
Young haven't done anything. Armstead been the only person on that defensive line who really did something this year was like Hargrave. That's it.
but see, this is what I'm saying. They have like from your point, they have individual superstars like how the Chiefs did versus the Ravens. But
Yeah,
the
but their
Chiefs-
superstars,
Okay.
their superstars don't. If a superstar is out, I feel like an actual superstar, that's not gonna let them affect their game. You know what I'm saying? Like if Travis Kelce is out, Pat's still gonna ball. If Debo is out, Brock Purdy struggling to get the ball to Christian McCaffrey on a, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. You're saying complete team. I'm saying team of good players. Kansas City has players that are great,
no,
but do they have more good players?
yeah, but you was okay. But you was saying which team had the the superstars compared to which team had the complete overall team. I'm saying the Chiefs are the
No,
complete
it's not
overall
complete.
team.
It's not complete
I
overall team.
promise to God,
Bro.
you said no. Look, you said the Ravens was the more complete overall team compared to the Chiefs
No,
that had the
the
fewest.
complete team. That's just complete. Like that means that they have
The better
They-
roster,
on
1 through
like they're just
53.
average. Like they're averagely good. Like they're good as a team. When they're complete, when they're together, they're a good team. When they're not together, they are a sorry team. Would you rather have a team that they need all of their pieces to win, or would you rather have a team that only needs 3 pieces to win? That's really the question.
See, I thought she was trying to say like
That's
And I knew that's where you. That's why I was
No.
trying to give you the light bulb example, because at the end of the day, both Christmas lights gonna light up if the situation is right. But with the Chiefs, there doesn't really have to be a certain situation. All they got to do is be plugged in. They just got to have their game plan. They got to be set to play. That's all it is.
so
With the 49ers, if one of them is out, bro, they cook. But at the end of the day, if they all together, they still gonna light up. It's not really who's better. It's what situation do you want in your team? Do you want
I
a
feel
team
like
that only functions great?
I feel like you
Because we can
changed
go
your
back and read the text.
We can read back.
because
We go back and read the text because you
there's
definitely
no
was saying
reason.
no. You was definitely saying
No,
you was definitely
because
saying
you was
which
the
one
only
had
one
the
to understanding
superstars.
it.
No,
You was the only one to understand it. Because even Bryce understood it. He
definitely-
just disagreed
You
because that's
definitely
his
changed
team.
it
He
up
know his
'cause
players.
you definitely
I did not change it
said
up because Cam understood
you
everything I
definitely-
said.
you definitely said the Chiefs when it was the Chiefs and the Ravens. You said the narrative was the Ravens had the more complete overall team compared to the Chiefs had had just the superstars, the name brand guys. And so I was thinking, oh, well, okay, in this one,
so what Chris?
Look.
Chris
This
is
ain't
about
a
that.
look. I'm finna read the text.
I was
word
just
for
saying,
word.
I got him
This
up.
ain't a
there.
personal question that I'm finna put, but it is a narrative. The narrative
I'm gonna put a
when it was
screenshot
the
of this stuff
AFC
for y'all.
when
on
it was the
video.
AFC chip was Ravens had the full team and Casey had the superstars.
You doing
That's
it? Yeah, that's what I'm
but that's
saying.
it. No, but that's true though. Like they literally, and that's how it is for the Niners too. They have it. They at every spot they have a reliable, serviceable person. KC does not have that at every single spot. They
Yes, they
literally
do.
ride on the look. Listen. And I also said offensively in our text too. I wasn't touching the defense because I think the 49ers defense is boo-boo. But I was talking points. But I was saying that in my head, they ride on Rashee Rice recently, Pacheco, Pat, and
And Kelce.
Kelce.
I told y'all that's the magic
That's
recipe
it.
right there.
And that's all you need. That's my point. With the Niners, they need all like Rashee don't have to get the ball at all on Sunday. And Kansas City could still win. San Francisco is not winning that game.
That makes them the better overall team.
No, so okay, no.
No,
So this,
Because if what?
Cam,
Because
Cam,
if
you're
you
not
take
getting
let me
it.
say it.
No,
Let me
I
say
am
it.
getting-
you
no,
have
I
to,
am-
the fact that
no, I
you no
am
look the
getting
fact
it.
that you have to the fact that you have to depend on just 4 people does not make you a complete team. It makes you a good team because you have 4 great people.
So look,
It's like an argument with basketball. Like just because they got the Mavs, they have a great person in Luka. He's a great player. He's a superstar. But they're
Okay.
not going to win because their team is not complete. It's not a full team. It's not a team that's
Okay,
full of
Cam, look,
serviceable
let me
people.
let me give you a scenario. So so basketball terms, since we're talking about basketball on this one. So you remember how the 2011 Mavericks, right? You know how that team. So okay, so you know how it was led by only one All-Star in Dirk, but everybody else was like former All-Stars, this and that, third, right? But they were good in their positions, right? With the Heat, their entire offense mainly ran with the big three, right?
Yeah.
So take away, so that championship run, take away D-Wade or take away Braun and thing, they're not going all the way, correct? It's like, for example, like, look, when Braun left and went to Cleveland, what happened? I think the Heat was like the 7th seed. They barely made it. And Braun took Cleveland all the way up to like the 1st seed in the finals. So what he's saying is they have like certain players that can fill their role, and they're not like household name players like compared to San Fran. San Fran had in every position they have, besides defense, obviously on their like secondary, everybody's like mainly like top 10 in their position. Not discrediting Kansas City because with Kelce, Rasheed Rice not even top 10 in his position, but he don't need the ball because everybody can play their role. Take away anybody off of Kansas, but hold on, take away anybody San Fran stuff. Everybody gonna need the ball. You even have Jennings getting involved. So if you take away one player, just one, it all it takes is one. They're gonna crumble like cookies. With Kansas City, some players may not even need the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they can just still be a complete team. With San Fran, they have a system to where everybody needs to touch the ball. That's why a lot of people figure out. That's how Detroit figured
That's
out.
all I'm saying, Cam. I'm not saying San Fran is like
so
the
we're
actual
not
better team.
No, I understand. Okay, look.
So that's why he's saying San Fran's complete team because they have a complete system. With Kansas City, they have players that know their roles, so they don't always have to nor so be the standout player, if that makes sense. That's all he's saying.
But they got game changers like Pat, like Travis, that make them better.
I think he gets that. I think Cam is telling y'all though. KC has the superstars, yes, but he's also KC has the better overall team.
No, and I agree. No, I don't disagree with that at all. But that wasn't the question. The question was what was the better situation, and the disagreement was whose team was.
Okay, maybe that was the.
That was a disagreement. Is we were trying to figure out who was the Ravens and who was the Chiefs, and I'm saying that the Chiefs are still who they were.
Like on paper, the Ravens, everybody had them like in certain top position. Like they said Kyle Hamilton is one of the top 3 safeties in the league.
The best defense in
they kept saying that.
That's what I'm saying
all year long. The only thing they didn't say they even gave him their receiving core. None of them hit 1,000 yards. They even said that's one of the best receiving cores. And now one of them hit I think the highest was like 700, 800 yards. Probably not even that.
Zay Flowers.
Yeah. I mean, so they even said that's probably one of the best receiving cores Lamar ever had, which is true. But the last person hit 1,000 yards for him was Marquise Brown. That says a lot, and that's what Greg Roman as OC. So it's just a whole narrative painted by the media, basically.
Okay.
And everything on paper.
That was productive.
Is that fair, Cam? Is that fair? Like, does it make sense now?
No, I originally got.
It was the other thing.
But yeah, it was the.
I got money on KC. KC, I can't.
No.
I'm not gonna bet against my.
No.
Save it.
Come on, bro.
Okay.
You know my reason, Bryce.
Y'all can't in agreement, but when I post the promo, I'm gonna just post the arguing part.
Wait, hold on. Before we move on, Bryce, which one you think is like? Do you think?
You already know how I think, but I'm gonna be biased, so I can't say what
but that's fair. That's fair though. I mean, but Bryce know his personnel though. Like I feel like the regular NFL fan not gonna know the personnel like that.
We'll touch on it more for the other topics, but I've been preaching all season. Like I get the Ravens were the number 1 defense, but I was trying to tell y'all if people won't give us number 1, we damn sure number 2, and that's showcased itself literally since the week 11, but that's a stat I'm gonna bring out later. Welcome to the pod, Eric Etoff 2-1 Sports Show, back again on the playoff. Welcome back to the pod, Eric.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's happening?
Yeah, you just came in onto the first topic was the argument we were having in our group chat yesterday. Hashed it all out so we can move on now. But love to have you back. Super Bowl 58. Eric also has a lot of bets. I've been messaging him the past couple of days, so I'm excited for him to share those. We're going to go through the rest of these topics, and then we're going to share with y'all our best Super Bowl 58 bets so we can cash out the last week of the NFL season. Y'all could go into the offseason with a couple extra dollars in your pocket. But next up on the list of questions, who is the most important player for each team in Super Bowl 58? Eric, you just came on, so I'm going to pass it to you first, and then we can decide the order from there. I could go last if that works, but it don't really matter to me.
I think for the Niners, it's Fred Warner. He's going to have to guard Kelce. And then if the Chiefs are able to run the ball, he's going to have to leave Kelce, come up against the line. I think they're going to rely on him a lot. So I think he's kind of the key for them to be able to stop Casey's attack. In terms of Kansas City, I think it's Pacheco. I think Kansas City, the key is they have to run the ball, control the clock, take advantage of the 49ers defense, because as much as everyone says it's a good defense, it's below average against the run. They've been running a lot more two tight end sets, allows KC just to control the clock, keep Debo and Kerr on the sideline. So I think it's Pacheco for the Chiefs and then Warner for the 49ers.
That's good. That's good. Let's see. Chris, who you got?
For the 49ers, I'm gonna go Purdy, bro. I think the rest of that offensive set they had back there has been pretty consistent. I think this is the game where Purdy's probably gonna have a lot of anxiety going into it. I don't know. He's a young guy, doesn't get paid a lot. Everybody's been calling him just mostly like a reliable quarterback. So Kansas City, they're gonna put up points. Purdy's gonna have to get the ball out, work under pressure. I would imagine you guys are gonna put some pressure on him. For Kansas City, I think Pacheco's a great choice. Eric just said. I wish we ran the ball more when we played the 49ers. Like you said, and like we were just talking about earlier, their defense really isn't all of that. Even the Fred Warner case we're talking about earlier, he hadn't really done much this season. He just has that name. So yeah, Pacheco for sure.
That's fair. That's fair. Which Cam wants to take it next?
I can go. So for Kansas City, I'm gonna say Pacheco as well, because that was a great point Eric said. San Fran's defense on the run has definitely been below average. So definitely see him run the ball more, especially with we don't know how Kansas City receiving core is going to be outside of Kelce and Rice. So running the ball definitely should be something we should see a lot of. As far as San Fran, I wouldn't say McCaffrey because he's the entire offense. Everything revolves around him. So if he's limited, that's going to affect a lot of things because we don't know how Debo is going to be. We already know how Aiyuk is going to be. But if McCaffrey's not the center of the offense, like we saw last week against Detroit, how it was a close matchup until he finally broke free. So if they can find a way to contain him the entire game, that's going to show you the difference maker because it's going to make Purdy nervous and then it's going to have everybody else just out of the loop.
Cam, Special K.
That's a horrible nickname, bro. I'm gonna change your name to that in my phone.
Bro, stop. You gotta change the picture, dog.
Oh my God.
Nah, man. 14, it's the run game. CMC, like Cam was saying, the whole offense is through him. I mean, he's gonna have to show up. They're gonna have to control the game. We've seen it in the Bills game. If you run all over the Chiefs and make the right plays, you could have a chance to win. Obviously, the Bills to pull it off, but it's gonna be CMC for the 49ers. And for the Chiefs, I think it has to be Pacheco, man. It has to be Pacheco. Last time, I know it's different teams and stuff like that, but last time Chiefs 49ers played, you could make a real argument that Damian Williams probably could have been the Super Bowl MVP because he went crazy that game. So I think it's probably gonna be another Pacheco run game. So I'm gonna go with Pacheco for the Chiefs.
Sure, that's fair. As for me, 49ers, I'm gonna go Trent Williams. The rest of that offensive line is kind of suspect. I would suspect that we gonna put Chris Jones and Karlaftis on the right side of our left side, but the right side of their line because Trent Williams is the left tackle. So if Trent Williams, last time we played them last year in San Fran, he actually had a few slip-ups where Frank Clark was able to get a few sacks. One of those being a safety on Jimmy G that really flipped the game. If we can get some of Trent to slip up at least once or twice here, I think we're going to be able to get pressure on Purdy on the other side of the line. So if Trent's not holding up, really don't expect the rest of the line to hold up. But he's going to have to be the anchor in the pass game and the run game. I'm suspecting they're gonna load up on the left side, put Kittle, the other tight end, Williams, try to run down our throat. If we can stuff that, get them in the long passing downs, and then put pressure on them and kind of cave in that line. We can, get our hands up. Purdy's not that big. He's probably like 6'1". They give him 6'1". He's probably more 6 foot. He's got short arms. So on the flip side for us, I'm gonna say Chris Jones, but really our whole defensive line, unfortunately, Charles Omenihu tore his ACL in the AFC Championship game. He's been having a good season. So we're gonna probably be putting Mike Dana and switching him out with Felix, who's a rookie from K-State. There's actually been a healthy scratch for like the last month and a half of the season. But Spags says he's ready. We got all trust in Spags and KC. I know he's gonna have some dialed up, but that defensive line is gonna have to come to play. They're gonna have to stifle some of that run game, and they're gonna have to get after Purdy because, like Chris was saying, I think he's the third youngest to ever start in the Super Bowl at quarterback. These 2 playoff games haven't started pretty, so you put that pressure on him in a Super Bowl when biggest game of the year. He might not be able to catch a rhythm like he's gotten the ability to in the first 2 playoff games versus the Packers and Lions. Because y'all got to remember also in the Super Bowl, the halftime show is 30 minutes. It's not like a regular 12 to 15 minute, break. You basically playing 2 30-minute games. So everything you did in the first half is a whole new ball game in the second half. So we can get him rattled, have them down, and have them having to throw the ball with our defensive line pressure. I think we'll be in a good spot there. So that's how I'm feeling about the best or most important players that can be game changers for both sides this week. But now let's talk about kind of the 2 separate teams and what's at stakes for them this weekend. So start off with the 49ers. If they don't win this game, where do they kind of go from here? Free agency, cap space wise. Now Brock Purdy, he's on a 4-year deal. So technically they can't pay him next year if they wanted to. They can't extend him. So he's going to be on the same contract next year, but you are going to probably have to pay a guy like Ayuk. I would assume with what we've seen on film the past couple of weeks, kind of been a headline, Chase Young and his effort. I'm assuming he's probably not coming back, but they did sign Hargrave in the offseason. You do have Bosa's contract 2nd year, Debo, Kittle. They got a lot. Warner, Greenlaw. I think maybe is Hufanga up for a deal. I know he obviously has been out this season with a torn ACL. So there's a lot of unknowns surrounding the 49ers, especially if they lose this. It's like, well, dang, what can we do to get back to this spot and finally get over the hump and win a Super Bowl? I'm going to pass it to Cam Swan first because I know this was his question. So what do you think the 49ers plan of action moving forward would be if they lose the Super Bowl?
So I was, doing my little research earlier, and it was showing like the amount of like playoff wins or just like success since I think the year 2000, and they were like one of the bottom tiers. And so they didn't start being more successful. Because remember, they had that 2012, 2013 run when Kaepernick, and then after that, they just went downhill until they hired Lynch and then Shanahan. This would be a extremely bad look because, one, they traded a 3rd-round pick they could have used for whatever reason for Chase Young, who didn't even come up to his standards producing-wise, and you're going to let him walk for nothing, and he's still young. It's pretty much a now or never. It's going to hurt Shanahan's legacy for sure, because of I think he's already 1-31 when trailing with I think single digits or something like that going 4th quarter. So that's already a bad record. Is that losing to a team that you lost to back in 2019, 2020 is pretty bad as it is. And like you said, everybody's contract coming up, so it's going to put him in cap space hell. It's going to have to pretty much be like a blow it up situation because Williams probably gonna hang it up after this, knowing his age. Hargrave, that's a great signing, but he's getting older. He in his 30s now. It probably was the reason why Philly let him walk because they want to go younger. Fungus come off of ACL tear and he gonna want his money, so that's pretty risky for a DB coming off of injury because I don't know if you saw last year. They had two DBs who had injuries. I think one of them was Mosley. They let them walk. And they had significant ACL tears as well. And so this is going to be a repeat like Mosley walking, going to Detroit. Who else I was going to say? Then you got Kittle's contract coming up. You got McCaffrey, Debo, everybody's gonna be kicking in. Then, like you said, eventually Purdy's gonna want his contract. So with that being said, it's gonna put McCaffrey's hell. This is like a win now, win never, because it's also gonna be a moment like, did we go all in for everybody around here, then pay our QB? Because unlike everybody else, they got the lowest paying QB, obviously. So they got surrounding talent. If they can't win it all with having the best surrounding talent, then that's gonna have like a big legacy hit, if you ask me, and they're going to pretty much blow it up because the O line not healthy. They're not really outside of Trent Williams. I can't name not one person who is all pro on that O line. The secondary is really suspect. They let everybody go from last year because of injuries and everything. Ward's the only one who makes, I think, Pro Bowl, something like that. The linebacker core, of course, they're still like producing, but they're getting older too. So it's a win now and win never for me. But if they don't win anything, they're gonna have to blow it up.
Blow it up. Dang, that's tough. What about you, Eric? How do you feel about the 49ers situation facing the loss?
I'm looking at it right now. 2024, Young, Kinlaw, Gregory come off the books. But the 2 years after that, 2025, Armstead, Ward, Greenlaw, Ayuk. The year after, CMC, and we're already starting to see CMC break down a little bit. Excuse me. He's not being able to get through games. He's playing less snaps as he did at the beginning. I think if they're going to move a piece, it would probably be a CMC just because he is getting to that 30 range where running backs start to break down. Also in 2026, Samuel's coming out. I think that, and Samuel is going to be 30. So, I mean, this team is a lot older, I think, than we all realize. And I don't really know what they'll do because I still think the NFC is really weak when you look at the landscape of the AFC. I mean, do you just try to add like a couple more offensive linemen? You trade like a CMC and like ride with Elijah Mitchell and like shore up the line? I don't know. I do know that if they don't win it, though, Shanahan's definitely going to have that stigma of just not being able to win the big one. And you look at his history and closeout games, this guy historically just plays not to lose, takes his foot off the brakes, and puts his teams in position to lose. They honestly should have lost the Packers and they should have lost the Lions if those teams could execute a little bit better. But I think Shanahan has a lot to lose, and I think they'll probably run it back one more year. And then, you got Purdy, you got all these young guys like Armstead, Greenlaw, Ayuk, Samuel, Kittle. Maybe they try to move Kittle, I mean, get Kittle, move him, try to get some offensive line. But I think they need to shore up this offensive line if they don't win it.
That's fair. I'm gonna go next on this one because I wanted to post something. So, and Cam Swan will really know this. How do y'all feel about thinking if they lose this game, is Shanahan kind of like Andy Reid back with the Eagles? Regarded across the league is like, oh man, this is a great coach. But when the moments got the brightest for Andy, it was poor clock management, couldn't finish, would not run the ball when he was supposed to. Same kind of stuff Shanahan's been critiqued for. And I believe Shanahan's got one up on him now. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, this being the second. Andy was 1-4 in the NFC Championship games. I believe now Shanahan is like 2-2 or 2-3. But Andy never had the quarterback to take him over the hump. And then get to KC, it's even worse because we're winning in the regular season. We can't win playoff games with Alex Smith. Then we get Mahomes, and it's like, oh, he finally got his guy. Maybe we lose a little bit of talent on the other pieces, but because we got the QB1, now we're able to get over that hump. I don't know how they would make it work, but from what I'm reading around the league, I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to re-sign in Minnesota. If they lose this game and say Brock Purdy has that game, because like Eric said, they should have lost both of their playoff games, and that was mainly in part due to Brock Purdy's poor play. If Brock Purdy loses this game, they're really in the same position in 2019 where it's like, well, dang, if Jimmy G was a better quarterback, they probably win that game. So at that point, do they really just say, okay, like this year, kind of like the Rams in 2021 making the trade for Stafford, like this is literally all in or all out. Like we got to go in right now. And if it doesn't work, then you really do have to like blow everything up at that point. Or you win it, but then the next year, you probably do still have to blow it up, kind of like the Rams did. But at the end of the day, what is this about? It's winning the Super Bowl. So I think if Brock Purdy has a bad game and 49ers lose, yeah, it's going to be a stain on Shanahan's legacy, obviously. But I think they're really going to have to like dig deep and look like actually looking like, okay, last year, probably go into the luxury tax as much as we can, even though we know that's going to bite us in years down. But we got to get the Super Bowl while we got all these players as is. And like y'all said, they're getting older. Get a Kirk Cousins or try to get another veteran QB that has experience and can get them over the hump. Because, I mean, they got stars everywhere. Like we were just talking about, they got a whole roster. And the one question has always been quarterback. Now, obviously, Brock Purdy has played great throughout the regular season and kind of proved those doubters wrong. And now he's in the Super Bowl, so a lot of people are like, oh, well, you can't say he's bad, but if he has a bad Super Bowl game, everybody's going to look back and remember, like, he really played 3 terrible playoff games, if we want to keep it a buck. He had a great fourth quarter versus Green Bay. Detroit, he wasn't great at all. He just got lucky. He was trying to throw interceptions, doinked off the Lions' helmet. Ayuk catches it at the red zone. Like, he hasn't been playing good. So if my Chiefs defense is able to put him in hell, then they're really like, oh my God, who can we put at quarterback that can get us a Super Bowl while we have this last bit of opening in the Super Bowl window, so to speak. So that's how I'm feeling about it. I don't know if you want to take a gamble on was it like 32, 33-year-old Kirk Cousins off an Achilles injury. But as we just seen in the NFL Honors Awards, he looks a little healthy to me.
He looked perfectly fine.
Cam Jordan, so we'll see. But Cam Sanders, how are you feeling about the 49ers and what could they possibly do, you think, to extend the window one more year?
It's funny, like I'm like kind of like I guess opposite to you guys. I feel like if they win, they'll probably blow it up because like they finally got there. They finally got that one, and now now it's time to, I guess, build around Brock Purdy if they do win it. But if they don't win it, I feel like they're gonna try to probably contain most of their guys. But obviously, Brent out, you're going to get paid, so they'll probably have to move on from him. I know who Hufunga gonna want to get paid eventually. But I think he's next year. He's gonna have to get paid or something like that. But so I'm in that boat. I think if they win, I think they'll like not necessarily like blow it up, but they'll move on from like a lot of pieces that like some of these star guys that you're seeing right now, and they're kind of older or whatever. But if they don't win, I think they'll contain most of their pieces.
What about you, Chris?
I mean, I really don't have much of an opinion on this one, other than, if they don't win, I think Eric is the one that said it. I think they'll try to run it back. Like, honestly, I don't think there's anything really wrong with that team. I think Brock Purdy needs to grow as a player. I think, we do have a lot of high expectations for him, considering that he is pretty young. But I mean, if they do win, shoot, I see them running it back again. Like, I don't know. Don't fix what ain't broke,
But the question is if they lose though, then what?
Yeah, I mean, if they lose, I think they'll still run it back. Like, I don't think they're a bad team. Like, I think they could let go of some pieces so they can, re-up in some other places. But in regard to the team that we know, I don't think that's gonna change. Why would it?
I hear you. I guess from me saying, or from my point of view, you can say, yeah, we're gonna run it back, but at the same time, that's what they did in 2019 after losing, and it's taken them 5 years to this point to make it back. They've been running it back, and it's like we always talk about, and really here lately, it's hard to win consecutively in this league. It's not normal, and any year an injury could derail the season just like that. So we don't even know that. Like, we're just saying, like, one injury go out, dang, season out. Like, not wishing this on anybody, but like, say next year, week 2, they run it back after losing the Super Bowl, Debo gets hurt. And we've seen Purdy without Debo. Say Trent Williams does try to come back for one more year, but then he gets hurt. And now you lost your Hall of Fame left tackle. Like, it's a lot of I guess risk to just, we got to run it back one more time. Like, the window, it shuts fast in this league. So I'm not saying they won't. I think they should, but I just think at that point they really might go all in for a quarterback on a 1-year deal and be like, "Hey, we got the rest of the team. This is probably the last year we're gonna have the rest of the team," and go that way. But same time, they might run it back and be like, "Well, Brock Purdy's got this experience now. Maybe he'll be better for it next year." But
They really they love him. Well, Shanahan loves him supposedly.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what they say. But they love Jimmy too. Remember a couple episodes I read that quote off to you. You thought they were talking about Brock, and it was a quote about Jimmy from a couple years ago when they first got Chris McCaffrey. So, I mean, of course they're supposed to support their guy, but once they lose, that's when the truth comes out. So we'll see for sure. On the flip side, if my Chiefs lose this, are we still a dynasty? And whoever wants to take that question first, you can take it.
I'll take it 'cause I don't got much to say, but 4 out of 5 AFC championships in 5 years, that's a dynasty, bro. You can't call them a dynasty and not call the Astros a dynasty.
No, chill.
It's the same. It's the same.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's the
nah,
same
that's what it
thing.
is.
It's the
Sure.
same thing. So
That's what it is.
So are you saying we a dynasty only so you can still say the Astros are a dynasty too? Or
no. It's just like we called the Astros dynasty already, so you can't take it away from the Chiefs. You can't take it away. 4 out of 5 years is tough though.
That's tough, bro.
And then the win, which I won like 3 of them.
no, this is actually the 6th year in a row. Thank you very much. It's a 4th win though. It's a 4th win. We're 4-2 in the last 6 years in the AFC Conference Championship, and the 2 losses were both overtime losses. So, like the worst we've done with Mahomes is an overtime loss in the AFC Championship. So
This is LeBron stuff. Not gonna lie, like, this is
it's straight dominance, and it's ruining legacies. Like we're literally watching other AFC quarterbacks' legacies get ruined because every time they lose us, like, well, dang, this quarterback, they just can't win. They're not great. And it's like probably some great QBs. We just got a legend over here. It kind of sucks to suck at that point. But Cam Swall, what about you? Are the Chiefs still a dynasty if they lose the Super Bowl?
You already know I'm gonna say that dynasty. Remember back on I think it was First Take, and they was asking that question. We was on the group chat, and I said, "Yo, me and Tony was arguing back and forth," and he said he didn't agree with it. I said, "There's no other team besides the Patriots who ran the AFC like this. Like we haven't seen this in a while." So I'm like, besides them back then. So I'm like, yeah, like I wholeheartedly agree. We're witnessing Pat Mahomes turning everybody's career into Phillip Rivers right now, like before our eyes. Like I hate to say it, but yeah, I mean 4 out of 6 AFC championships consistently, that hasn't been done. Nobody in the NFC haven't really done anything like that. So this is definitely a dynasty. And then on top of that, y'all baited on y'all down year. Like this probably stat wise, probably arguably one of Pat Mahomes' most difficult years, and y'all still makes a Super Bowl. That says a lot about a dynasty. Yeah, I'm gonna compare it to 2022 Warriors. That was one of their extremely hard years, and they made it to the finals. Everybody was counting them out against the Kings, and then going to the chip, and then they beat the Celtics. So, and that was probably one of their down years. They're supposed to blow it up and everything after Clay's surgery and Draymond's issues off the court. Yeah, so I'm gonna compare it like that. Everybody had y'all knocked out because of everything's going on, out the field issues, and there's one of y'all still be a dynasty. So if they can win the chip and they could consider a dynasty, y'all consider a dynasty too, in my opinion.
That's fair. What about you, Eric? How you feel about this one?
I mean, you have to consider them a dynasty with what they've done. 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl wins in the last 5 years, 63-20, 759 winning percentage. I mean, those are some legit numbers. I mean, you look back at it, the worst that they've done in the playoffs since 2018 is they lost twice in the conference championship game. And I mean, the fact that you maintain this like longevity when you have the toll of just playing these long football seasons. I mean, you look at Mahomes. Mahomes has a whole season of just playoff games under his belt. Few quarterbacks at his age can say that. And then the turnover, everyone, you look at the landscape of the league, all these quarterbacks have like that wide receiver that elevates them to the next level. This year for him to get to the Super Bowl with no Tyreek Hill, that speaks a lot for him. And the makeup of this team, you got Chris Jones on the defensive side. You got Andy Reid, who's lights out coaching, I mean, you have to say it's a dynasty when you put up these numbers, even if they lose it.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so I'm gonna ask y'all this before I answer. Was the LeBron Heatles era, would you consider them a dynasty? They went 2-2 in the finals, 4 straight.
You already know my answers.
Oh, yeah, Chris, I know your answer.
LeBron was a dynasty by himself.
He was, but I'm just saying
that
that stint from like, was it 2011 to 2014, 15 season, I think. They obviously lose the first to Mavericks, win 2 in a row, and then lose to the Spurs.
I think had they got that three-peat, for sure. I've always thought about it as an era, though. I've never thought of it as a dynasty. I've always thought about it as an era. Like, I have images in my head of that era. Like, it was nostalgic. But I don't know if I would consider it a dynasty because, I mean, you went 500.
Okay. Well, I like the words you just used. So, funny enough, as a Chiefs fan, like, as bad as I want to call this a dynasty, if we don't win, I would just call it the Chiefs era, where we basically, for the last 6 years, besides Joe Burrow and Tom Brady, we blocked out every AFC opponent from winning a Super Bowl and a couple NFC opponents for the Super Bowls we've won. But for a dynasty, I just feel like you need that 3 to cement it. And some people will even go as far as saying like, oh, you need a back-to-back in the NFL. I don't agree with that because while people say the Patriots had one 20-year dynasty, I really consider it 2. They had the first 3 where they had a back-to-back, but then that back half of Tom Brady's career, they won 3 in 5 years, but none of those are back-to-back. But that's still a dynasty. For us, we've been to now what will be our 4th Super Bowl. When we go 2-2, especially with depending on the way we lose, that will kind of factor into it as well. But the last Super Bowl we lost versus Tampa Bay, we got waxed in that one, obviously. So that don't look good back in history's eyes. And Tom Brady stands like they've been going ham the last 2 weeks. There's nobody wishing on a Chiefs downfall harder than Tom Brady and Boston fans, which is crazy because if you look at the arguments on social media, they'll even throw in his 7th Super Bowl, but that was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they're bandwagoning in the 7th championship already just to talk shit about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So while yes, I think we could make a great argument for a dynasty, I think we're really going to need this 3rd ship to solidify it because 3 out of 4 appearances in 5 years and a back-to-back, like back-to-backs have only been done by 4 or 5 teams. You got the Cowboys, Patriots, 49ers, Steelers, I believe. Chris wasn't even a thought yet.
I was there, bro. I was there, bro. I wasn't a human, but trust me, I was there.
Those back-to-backs are why you in misery now, because your dad was like, "Oh, I gotta make my son a Cowboys fan." It's okay, because my children gonna be the same way. Because I'm not having them anytime soon. By the time I have them, Patrick Mahomes probably be gone. they won't know what Chiefs football is for real when we're good. But yeah, I would just call it the Chiefs era. But it'd be hard to give them dynasty. And that's kind of like I was watching First Take. That was a topic this morning. Stephen A. and Marcus Spears, they were very adamant, like, no, you need 3. But that's why I also posed the Astros was a good one. I totally didn't even think about that. But that's why I posed the Heat question. Because, like, for 4 straight years, like, yeah, Braun was a dynasty by himself, but for 4 straight years, the Heat kept everybody in the East out of the championship. But they only capitalized on 2 opportunities.
But that's what I was finna say that though. Maybe can it be a conference dynasty? Is that a something?
That's not.
Yes, but in the
it's not a thing.
it's not a thing. And in the grand scheme of things, if we sit back 10 years from now and say, "Oh, well, Patrick Mahomes had that AFC conference dynasty," people will be like, "Man, get out of here! You can't call him a GOAT with that." And that's the way it's gonna be.
You said he ran the AFC though.
My thing is, who decided it has to be 3 rings? Who decided that?
That's my argument.
Nobody decided that. Nobody decided that. Yes, this is a dynasty.
I don't know. Well, okay, but so was Houston's back-to-back championship basketball, the Rockets, was that a dynasty?
No, that wasn't a dynasty.
No, that's not a
But-
dynasty, bro. Because if I hate to say it, if MJ never took 2 years off, we wouldn't know what would happen.
Yeah,
And
but,
when
but, but, but
when MJ came back, what happened?
Well, he came back that second
that's
ring.
not the same.
He came back that second ring.
It's not the
I'm talking.
same. but
It's not the
I know
same.
he came back second ring. I'm talking about back in full form, number 23, not number 45.
I posed that question because they got 2 chips. LeBron got 2 chips. I feel like you have to get a chip. You have to get chips. You have to get more chips
it's a
than you
difference,
lost
but
chips.
here's why it's a difference. It's because in the Rockets case, the 2 years that window was open, yeah, we got them. But other than that, we wasn't dominating any other years for real. For the Chiefs, our
Yeah,
argument
they were
is
low
literally,
speed, too.
like I said, we haven't had our worst loss in 6 years has been an AFC Conference Championship overtime loss. And Eric, just to give you some more context, we were arguing about this. What was this? This might have been Tuesday, I think, or maybe it was Monday. But I was basically saying, the Chiefs right now have, if we win on Sunday, we put a stamp on the greatest 5-year run by an NFL team in history, because the only other one would be the Patriots back through 01 through 04 and 05, capping off with their back-to-back. But in between there, they missed a playoffs one year in 02. Then they went back-to-back. And then Cam sent back. We miscommunicated. I was saying that dynasty. Cam was thinking it was the back-to-back all the way through their undefeated season. But within that 5 years, they lost in the divisional, they lost in the conference championship, and then they lost in the Super Bowl in the perfect season to the Giants. So they only had 2 Super Bowl wins and 3 not getting as far losses besides the 1 Super Bowl loss at the end. So for us, we have a better regular season record now, which let me find the stats, the screenshot I sent y'all. And we done sit so much in this group, I done lost it already. So a 5-year comparison would be, we each have 5 division titles, each have 5 conference championship appearances, each have 4 Super Bowl appearances, each have 3 Super Bowl wins. But in the regular season, the Patriots would be 62-18, we would be 63-20. In playoff wins, they would be 12-2, we would be 14-2. So they have the stamp. That's what I'm saying. Like this third Super Bowl, while I half agree with y'all that it's already a dynasty, because, like, let's be for real, everybody else doesn't have a chance to win because of us. But if we put a stamp on it with this third one, it's like undeniable. I don't know who made the rule, but it literally becomes undeniable at that point. And then we can start getting into debates where this might be one of the top 3, top 2 dynasties of all time in the NFL. And who knows what happens next year as well. So that's where I'm coming from. But I like Chris's word, era. That kind of would better describe it if we don't win. So, but in my heart of hearts, I think it's a dynasty too. I just want to get that
No,
clear.
it's a dynasty, bro. I feel like if you got more chips in a span of, like, if 7 years and you got 4 chips, that's a dynasty. Like, if you got more than half of the time that you took to get those winnings, that's a dynasty to me.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay, so back to the 49ers then now. If the 49ers win the game, and it will depend on how this person plays, can you make the argument that Brock Purdy is a top 5 QB in the league?
No, bro, please, for love of God, no.
You know they're gonna make it though.
I'm not even trying to sound like a hater, but no.
Yeah, I'm not a hater, bro. I swear, I'm not a hater.
I'm gonna go, because y'all already know how I feel about this. No, please, no, because this is the same topic that happened in 2019 with Jimmy G. They was like, they win, is he gonna be top 5 QB? No. If you have a collective system around you, game manager wise, you're gonna look like a top 5 QB. But until you can be the QB that can stand out and can make other players great, like Cam Newton, for example, he had Ted Ginn Jr. looking like, let's say, a 1,000-yard receiver. He known notoriously for dropping balls a lot. And he carried them to the Super Bowl, and he didn't really have like nobody like all pro or Pro Bowl on his team besides Greg Olsen. He had Kevin Benjamin overweight, and he took off the Super Bowl. That, like, no, man, like, unless you're a game changing QB like that, I'm not considering you top 5. I could name, like, Pat Mahomes is a top 5, top 3, top 1 QB game changing wise. He got Kadarius Toney, for example, catching laterals and everything like that. Brock Purdy, he's good what he's doing, but he has a surrounding cast around him to make him look like a top 5 QB. He has a great system from Shanahan's tree. But to consider him top 5 at this win, I just can't do it personally. Now, would I say he's one of the best in his age, or like let's say up and coming? Yeah, I would say that. But top 5 in the overall in the league, when you got Mahomes and everybody else still dominating in their respective areas, and they could change the game when they lose receivers. We see Pat Mahomes did it 2 Super Bowls in a row now, losing Tyreek Hill. No, I'm not considering him top 5, man. Until he lose McCaffrey or Debo, and then he's been 0-5 after losing Debo and Trent Williams. So we don't see what can he do when he loses his key pieces. We don't see what Mahomes can do when he loses key pieces. He still dominates. So until he can do that, I'm not considering him top 5, win or not. I'm sorry.
Eric, how do you feel about this one?
I mean, I think if he wins it, at best, you can make an argument he's right around the 7th, 8th best quarterback in the league, at best. Just off the top of my head, Lamar, I think he's better than him. Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, Herbert, Burrow. Even if he wins, there's no way I'm putting him in front of those guys. I'll probably put him in front of Dak. Tua, he'll probably be in that class now. Just that tier below, that 1B level. But there's no way, if I'm coaching a team or my life is on the line and I have to pick like Herbert or Purdy to get a drive, I'm going to pick Justin Herbert. I'll pick Lamar. I'll pick Josh Allen. I'm not going to want to rely on Brock Purdy when he has the weapons that he has, and he has Shanahan. If, let's say, Herbert and Purdy switch spots, I mean, this team is going to be absolutely insane. If Josh Allen is there, if Hurts is there, whoever, I just think he's in a good situation. He has all these pieces, and I mean, credit where credit is due. He's making plays, but I'll take those other guys over him all day.
Cam Sanders, what about you?
No.
This was your question too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Damn.
All right, so hear me out, bros.
No, I ain't hearing you out, bro. Because if Brock,
Brock is your top 5. You better not say nothing about that no more.
Hold on. Okay. Hold up, Cam. Your answer is yes.
Well, I think you can make an argument.
Okay. Well, making your argument, what would be your top 5 then? Because I know you got CJ in there.
I know CJ in it. So you really letting go of 2? Like, CJ is debatable for a lot of people. Like, for me, I respect CJ. I'll probably put him at top 5, 6, 7. But by putting Purdy in there too, you taking away somebody.
Because that means CJ got to be 4. Because I know he's not putting him over CJ.
Mahomes. This is not in order. I'm just Mahomes.
Okay.
CJ.
It's hard.
You
to
thinking
choose
this
between
hard?
the
You
next
got your
7.
heart not
It's
even
hard to
in.
choose between the next 7.
Hold on. Burrow.
That's 3.
Lamar. Purdy.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
So that's
whoa.
above
You
Allen.
taking
That's
Purdy
above
over Josh
Hurts.
Allen?
That's
Yeah.
above Allen. That's above
You couldn't
Hurts.
Because look, here's what Burrow and if Purdy wins, here's what they have in common. They beat Patrick Mahomes, and goddamn it, that's an accolade by itself. That's something Josh Allen
you know what
hasn't
you just
done.
said? You know what you just said? You said they beat Patrick Mahomes. When Patrick Mahomes won Sunday, Patrick Mahomes won. It was Pat that won.
No.
He got an argument though, because
You put
literally the Bengals
No.
beat us, but Burrow, they've been running
You
with that.
put Burrow. In my opinion, you put Burrow before Hurts, and stat wise, Hurts outplayed Mahomes in the biggest stage. Even though I know the whole situation with Bradbury, Burrow has been since. I know about what happened with Philly this year.
It's a
but
prisoner
Hurts
of the moment.
did better than Burrow.
But Hurts kind of cost y'all the game. He fumbled that ball.
No, Bradbury cost that game because after that fumble, he came back, got a touchdown. We didn't watch the same game.
Yeah,
he came back and tied it up.
Hold on. But still, if Hurts didn't fumble that ball, y'all probably would have dropped.
Head on to Juju. That's what happened. That fumble is wherever he came back and made up for the touchdown. He came based off a fumble.
That's another discussion.
That's another discussion.
Man,
That's another discussion. The fact of the matter remains that any QB with a brain will prosper in that 49ers offense. We cannot say the same for Purdy and any other offense.
And it doesn't
If
help
Purdy
looking at
goes to
Jimmy G this
Cincinnati,
year.
if
But-
Purdy and Burrow switch spots, is Purdy getting that Cincinnati team to the Super Bowl and taking them to overtime in KC?
I hate this. We can't do this. We have to.
Yeah, but you have to.
No,
You can't.
we,
you
no,
cannot
no,
be.
no, we
You
can't do
you
this.
can't be a
No,
prisoner of the moment.
We
We've been agreeing.
can't
Cam,
do this. No,
Cam,
we can't do
Cam,
this. Ifs,
Cam,
what ifs,
Cam,
that
Cam.
could.
No,
would've.
okay, it's not a
He's
what if.
on
It's not a what
He's
if.
on the
It's not a what
49ers.
if. It's not a what if. It's the fact that
God.
all year we have been agreeing as a team that man he's executing, and I've always given him his credit for executing, because as easy as it is to go out there and throw a little shallow cross to Debo or a little in the backfield to CMC, right? It seems simple, but it's an NFL game. It's NFL football. It's not simple, right? You still got to go out there. You got to execute. So I give him all his credit for that. But it's the fact that we know that without those pieces, we know it. We've seen it. We know it. It's a stat. It ain't a what if. We know he cannot provide what you want from a quarterback when he's like that. It is not because he suck. He don't suck. He's young, bro. He's young.
I know
And
he's
the
on his
Cincinnati's
second
in,
year, and y'all already
Yeah.
put him like y'all.
but he's not doing anything spectacular.
You know
not
what this
doing
remind me of? You know what this remind me of? This literally reminds me of the argument that people was having when Brady made his first run. This is literally like the argument that he's not good enough to be put in that, in that art, and also
And at the
and
time,
also-
though,
hold
he
on,
wasn't.
hold on. Yeah, exactly, and that's what
And
I'm,
at the time, but that's the
Okay,
point. That's the
okay.
point.
Okay, but look, Brady, that first run Brady was horrible during the playoffs. Horrible in the playoffs. And he showed up he obviously showed up in the Super Bowl. But I'm saying, like, this was like the same argument that that they was having with Brady or whatever. But so what?
But you just said don't do no what if. So you basically saying that Purdy's on the same storyline as Brady and that he's gonna eventually be great.
I'm
can't
not
do that.
saying that.
You
I'm
can't
no.
No. That's what you're saying.
Relax. Hold
Because
on.
because if you see the stats from this year, not the stats, but if you look at how he plays his play style, you know that he is not better than a lot of quarterbacks in this league, bro. He's
If
just
you're
doing his job very well.
Because
and
if you're gonna go off that, you can basically say that because you basically saying, okay, so like he goes to Super Bowl, this and that. It's a lot of QBs that Eric done named that it makes a Super Bowl, and in my opinion, are better than Purdy. You got Herbert, you got Lamar, you got QBs like that. In my opinion, they're more game changing QBs. Herbert, for example, he can never have a Mike Will stay healthy, and Keenan Allen's getting older, he can stay healthy, and he had an inconsistent coach with an inconsistent offensive coordinator, and he had a defense is arguably one the highest paid, and they can't even stay healthy. And he had to consistently carry them, passing rookie yards and everything. Lamar, then he obviously had receiving court finally this year, and we're supposed to go for the hump. But coming his way, he didn't really do much. And them are game-changing QBs. So what I'm saying is, if you take both them QBs off the team, they're not even sniffing the wild card, not even going to it like borderline to get him like in the hunt, if we're being honest. But if you put Purdy on the Ravens team, that team that didn't even give 1,000 yards receiving, or put them on a banged up Chargers team, they're not going over. They're probably gonna be like 4-13.
I just hate I just completely hate these what ifs.
I respect that, but you can't use them though.
But still, let's look at the facts. Lamar Jackson did absolutely nothing versus Patrick Mahomes. If Brock Purdy comes out in the Super Bowl right now and he puts up like a 270, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and they win the game, he is top 5. I don't know what because only him.
He's probably top 8.
He's
top 8.
Only
at
him
number
and
8.
Joe Burrow can say that they beat Patrick Mahomes, and we literally just sitting here talking about how Patrick Mahomes is literally like, holding back other people's legacies and stuff like that because he's going to the Super Bowl so many times. So yes, if that's literally another accolade right there. If he beats Patrick Mahomes and he comes out and he damn near if he outdoes Patrick Mahomes or damn near outdoes Patrick Mahomes, yes, for sure we top 5 for sure.
Okay.
Oh, we can make an argument for top 5.
But you're not putting him over Burrow if he wins.
No, I'm not putting him over. He'll be at 5.
Wait. Whoa.
Hold on. Let me ask it again. So you're not putting him over Burrow. You're not putting him over Stroud.
I'm biased.
Pat's out
I'm
the.
biased, Stroud.
Pat,
No.
I know
Bro,
that.
he
I
didn't
know
make the
that.
Super Bowl.
I got,
No,
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 no.
let me get
No,
it. Let me get
I'm
it.
biased.
Okay.
I'm
Pat-
biased.
I got,
with
I
Stroud.
got, I got a question for Cam
Pat is
after
in the
that.
room alone.
Because
Why is he not better than Burrow? Because Burrow didn't win the Super Bowl, but he beat Pat.
at that point,
Are you going? Are you?
At that point, the eye test comes.
So the eye test not telling you that Justin Herbert is a more talented quarterback than Brock Purdy. I'm not even a Justin Herbert guy, and you know that.
Yes, it does. But then that's when the accolades come in to where he actually beat Patrick Mahomes and he actually has a ring. That's when that comes in for those other guys. But in the top 5 and elites, yes, obviously Burrow and
What was
CJ
the
Stroud
what was
and
the
all.
fourth quarterback? I forgot. What was the
It was
fourth quarterback?
it was Lamar.
Lamar didn't make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you just got done saying
Purdy.
Lamar didn't make it, but you got him over Brock.
He has 2 MVPs. I mean, like I'm saying, the eye test obviously comes in there.
But that's the individual stuff we talking about as a team collective thing, going to where it really matters. It's plenty of QBs back in the day that made probably 3 or 4 MVPs and ain't won not one ring, or he makes a Super Bowl.
But we gotta stop acting like the QB position is like just so easy. I know he's in it.
I'm not saying
I don't think
No,
it's easy at all.
no. Y'all no.
It's on recording, so you can't go back on it.
Yes, but you are definitely trying to discredit him for sure. By
I'm
saying,
not, because look, I'm gonna ask you a question. Watch.
by
No, I'm gonna
saying
ask you a question.
perfect system.
No, I don't care what the hell you said. What I'm telling you right now is that you were a prisoner of a moment. Because I just looked it up, because you really just pissed me off. When Nick Foles beat Tom Brady in the goddamn Super Bowl and threw for 340 plus, was he a top back the next year? No. It doesn't matter. It's an eye test. That's why he fell off. And Purdy's very well on his way to being there.
Purdy and Foles not the same, because Purdy now has back-to-back. Now Purdy
has one of the best teams in the league.
No, now Purdy has had.
You about to say he has 2 NFC championship games. Jimmy Garoppolo did the same thing.
No, but hold on. But I'm saying Purdy had now. I know he only played. Well, he played like half a season last year, but now Purdy has. We have tape on Purdy. Like he has now back-to-back great seasons now. So I mean, it's like, yes, like that's different from like Nick Foles. Nick Foles just had a crazy run. Nick Foles had a crazy run.
I wish they track receiving or passing yards by how far just the ball travels in the air. Well, I don't want nothing after the catch.
He's got that stat this year, funny enough. So that's one of the arguments people use for Brock Purdy. But
he has the air yard. He has the air yards.
Yeah, he does. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna say I wouldn't put him top 5. I would be more in Eric's range, top 7, 8.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's so respectable.
This is why
I would make the argument top 5 though. You can make the
argument. No, I'm not.
I'm not
making that argument yet.
Well, y'all two hate him. Y'all two hate him. So
no, I don't care. I don't hate Purdy.
No.
I hate his fans.
Cam do. Sean definitely do.
I don't care. I'm not hearing that, bro.
Because we just sat here and heard eye test. How you gonna talk about some damn eye test? But you got Purdy top 5.
Okay, look, this is where I'll give him credit to get him in the top 8, because coming into the playoffs, especially that first game when he looked terrible and he was god awful, those first 3 quarters versus the Packers, they pulled up that stat where it was like, Shanahan 0-30 when he trailing by 7 or more in the fourth quarter, and he was the one quarterback finally to get him over that hump. He did it by the grace of God, because Jordan Love just forgot how to play football after that and channeled his inner Brett Favre. So lucky for him. But kudos to him, because he did it. Like we always say, like you got to go do it. He did it.
Crazy drive.
I give him that credit. Detroit, that's really on Detroit. But again, he came back. He won it. Wow.
He looked like Steve Young.
Whoop-de-woo. Okay, I know you hate the what ifs. So if he loses, then where is he at? And is he in your top 10?
If he lost to the Lions?
No, if he loses the Super Bowl this week, is he in your top 10 of quarterbacks? Where does he fall?
He'll be like in the bottom, like the 7 to 10 range, yeah.
Okay, I feel it. I'm gonna let you rock with that one.
All I'm saying, you can make an argument
And see, this is why I need my Chiefs to come through and stomp a hole in the 49ers this weekend so we can end the Dynasty BS talk. We can end this type of talk, and we can just put a stamp on all of it. Because if we lose, social media and all these ESPN analysts are going to be going crazy. They going to be calling Patrick Mahomes trash if he loses, even though all year they've been saying if Patrick Mahomes is able to get to the Super Bowl, this is his greatest accomplishment yet. But
I need y'all to win because that man Debo, he's really pissing me off over there because he gonna somehow, the Philly and 49 stuff, not even no rivalry, this and that. When we've been whooping their ass for the last 15 years, even last year, and they say rivalry because they beat us this year.
Okay,
please kill them, please beat them. End this talk.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so we kind of got some of the answers, and this answer is kind of basic, but still want to hear a little bit of convo talk, and I want to put some stats behind it. Biggest legacy impact for one player on each team if 49ers or Chiefs win. So let's start with 49ers first. Whose legacy is impacted the most with this Super Bowl win? We'll kick it back off to Eric because he just withstood this whole argument. Yeah, we put this is what we do on the daily, Eric, in a group chat, texting back and forth until someone says, "Please stop and save it for a podcast."
So, real quick, just a question: would you guys consider these numbers good? 46% completion percentage, 210 yards per game, and a 1-to-1 TD to INT ratio.
Nope, and that's those are his stats versus good defenses, isn't it?
That's Purdy against the top 10 defenses.
Yeah. Exactly. I had those stats. Yep. And that's why I'm like, I can't put him top 5. He can win. He can win one game because the team is good, but that don't make him top 5 because we've seen him be bad, like terrible versus good defenses.
In terms of the legacy question, I think it's Shanahan. Shanahan gets the monkey off his back of the thing. He can't win the big game. If they don't win it this year, I don't think he's going to get one because it's so hard to get back. All these injuries. Williams is up there in age. CMC is up there in age. We really don't know what Brock Purdy is yet. Defense has some free agents coming up. And if Bosa, those guys get hurt, I think for Shanahan to cement his legacy as one of the good coaches, one of the great coaches in the league, he really needs to get that Super Bowl title. On the flip side, Mahomes. If Mahomes wins this, he's certified the GOAT right now. Right now, you can go back and forth between him and Brady. But if he comes in, wins this one at his age, that's 3 Super Bowl rings before the age of 30, you got to give him the GOAT, man. So I think Mahomes and then Shanahan.
Okay. I'm in agreement with you. I got those same 2. Shanahan, gets that monkey off his back. He, I believe, would then solidify himself as a Hall of Fame coach. Whether it's first ballot or not, that's an argument to be had. But that was, like I was saying earlier, that was literally Andy Reid's whole thing. He was considered by everybody like a really good coach, but he could never get over that hump of the Super Bowl. And then got Patrick Mahomes, and now 2 Super Bowls later and all these trips to Super Bowl, AFC Conference Championship, everybody's like, oh, well, Mahomes, this is not a knock on Andy Reid. Obviously, I love him. But everybody's like, oh, well, Mahomes got the gift of having a Hall of Fame coach. And it's like, he was not Hall of Fame until Mahomes got into the fold. He was very much on the hot seat after we lost to the Tennessee Titans in a playoff game where Marcus Mariota threw a touchdown pass to himself. Coming off of a year before that, where we lost a playoff game, where we scored 2 touchdowns, and the Steelers kicked 5 field goals and scored no touchdowns and lost. Andy Reid was on the hot seat. Revisionist history, Pats fans, the Brady cuckolds, they won't let you know that. They'll just say, oh, Patrick Mahomes came in with a Hall of Fame tight end, Hall of Fame wide receiver, Hall of Fame Andy Reid. Tyreek was definitely not Hall of Fame. He was still considered special team specialist, all that. I'm not going to get into all that. But yeah, Shanahan for 49ers. But I wanted to say this because I heard this earlier, or might have been yesterday, and I didn't even realize it. Not most impactful, but this would have a great impact on Christian McCaffrey's just football legacy. He grew up in the state of Colorado because his dad was a Denver Bronco at the time. Although he was a great high school player, he never won a state championship in high school. He goes to college at Stanford, came in second in the Heisman voting, never was able to make it to a BCS championship game. Best he got, I think they got a Rose Bowl win one of those years. Gets to the NFL just a year or two late for the Panthers in their prime. Obviously, they were really bad to end his Panthers tenure, and now he's with the 49ers, and he has a chance to finally win something in football. As good as the players he's been, he has no hardware at any level. So I just found that interesting. And then obviously on the Chiefs side, yeah, man, it's Patrick Mahomes. And with this Super Bowl, it goes beyond football for what the class he's literally gonna enter the environment of Hall of Fame greats across the sports world. So if Mahomes were to win this Super Bowl, this is the class he would be joining. In the first, for sports players across all 4 major sports leagues, players with 3 championships and 2 MVPs in their first 7 seasons. Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Stan Musial, and Guy Lafleur. That's NHL, 3 MLB players, and the 2 NBA, of course, with Russell and Larry Bird. Nobody has ever done in the NFL, so he would be the first that way. Stamped. He's already first ballot Hall of Fame with everything he's done. He's also the first quarterback to have 4 Super Bowl appearances before the age of 30. And I don't want to get too far ahead, but he has a chance to add on to that next year because he'll only be 29. So, like I said, he's literally ruining people's legacies. Not ruin it, but like, we have a lot of great quarterbacks. Like, the AFC is stacked. Like, there are so many quarterbacks. Like, when we just sat up here and argued about top 8 quarterbacks, top 10 quarterbacks, I'm pretty sure we named all AFC except for what? Jalen Hurts? And none of them in the AFC have a ring to show for it. The only quarterback in the AFC that has a Super Bowl ring is Aaron Rodgers, but of course we know that was way back in 2012, I think. So he's literally in a class of his own. He's solidified, he's in this tier and everybody else. If he gets this Super Bowl win, at that point, it will still be just for clicks, but it won't even be a debate anymore. Like, it shouldn't even be a debate topic on any sports show next year. I don't care if the Chiefs start off the season 0-10 and he's got 30 interceptions. It shouldn't even be a debate. Is Burrow, is Josh Allen, is Herbert, who's a better quarterback in the league? He will literally just be chasing ghosts at that point, chasing legacies for Tom Brady and all-time greats in all sports of just stacking on championship caliber things to his resume. So that's where he's at right now. I hope he gets this one, man, because like Eric said, Brady fans will argue you up and down. Well, Brady, this is exactly what they're saying. This is what's been pissing me off. And I've got all these tweets bookmarked. And if we win, I'm going to have time Sunday night. Smoke me a nice cigar out back, and I'm going to let my Twitter fingers get to
please
moving.
Please don't use the podcast page.
Oh, I'm going live, baby. I'm going live. No, I'm playing. But Brady fans will literally tell you, well, Mahomes got waxed by Brady both times when he played in playoffs. That's patently false. First game, like I said, we lost to them in the AFC Championship in overtime. And that was Mahomes' first season as a starter, where Mahomes threw for over 200 yards, had 3 touchdowns on a Bill Belichick defense, and put up 30 in the second half. Because we got shut out the first half, but put up 30 on a Bill Belichick defense. And Tom Brady, if it wasn't for Dee Ford, would have had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions, and we would have been on to the Super Bowl. Now, I thank God that happened in hindsight, because if we win that, we probably don't fire Bob Sutton, and we're stuck having him for the rest of the years, and we probably wouldn't have the success because he did stupid shit like put Justin Houston on Julian Edelman on routes in the slot like that was going to work. And that's what we were dealing with. But then the Super Bowl, yes, the Buccaneers obviously smashed us. But if you just look at the tape of what the players were saying on the sidelines of that game, like, damn, how's Mahomes even doing this? Like, Brady didn't go out there and smack Patrick Mahomes. He went out there and smacked our defense, who wasn't that great that year. And he didn't even do that much either. He had a nice 200 yards. They had a record like 8 penalties in the first half, which is a Super Bowl record against our defense. 6 of them led to a first down. We had an interception called back off a penalty. It was just a bad game from very start. The first possession, Tyreek Hill drops a touchdown pass. Like they'll tell you, oh, he threw the touchdown pass that Damian Williams dropped, where he was like parallel to the ground and threw it while getting sacked, but it went through Devin White's hands first. In the first drive of the game, Mahomes scrambled out to the left, threw it to the left corner of the end zone, right through Tyreek's hands. Next drive, Kelce for a first down on a crucial third down to start the drive, right through his hands, drop. Like there were so many missed opportunities that were on Mahomes. He was also the most pressured quarterback in NFL history that game. So when they try to tell you that, that's all BS. I'm not trying to hear it. If you're gonna clown Mahomes because he lost to Brady in year 1, in year 3 of his career, and say that's why he can't be a GOAT when through the first 7 years of the season, if you want to compare them, he's head and shoulders above Tom Brady. If you just want to be real with yourself, I'm not trying to hear it. Like Eric said, we literally that would be the GOAT of our generation for NFL quarterbacks. It's just stamped at that point. So Shanahan, Mahomes, that's who I got. Pass it to Chris next. Whose legacy could be impacted most by this Super Bowl victory?
Oh shoot. I mean, I agree with Eric. I really didn't have much of an opinion on this one. Somebody else wants to go.
I go right here. I think, like you said with Shanahan, I wholeheartedly agree. They have to get the monkey off his back. Excuse me, with this one. Definitely have to win the big game. I will also say McCaffrey too, not only because of like having win anything, but being it'll solidify him as obviously like top running back because like he haven't win much. And on top of that, as the team getting older, we want to see what Shanahan can do before, like the whole blow it up or what's next type of motive. So that's my take on it.
Pretty much the same thing. Shanahan, if he wins it, I think he'll probably be. I love McVay, but I think he'll probably be the second best active head coach right now. Obviously Andy Reid is first right now. I'm not even gonna count Belichick. But yeah, what it does for not McVay, what it does for Shanahan, put him in that that elite class. Even though I think we all think he's elite head coach, but it solidifies him in that elite class, whatever. And then obviously the Chiefs, it has to be Patrick Mahomes. I think he's the GOAT, but like you said, overall view, they'll probably wouldn't put him there. Overall view, probably put him second. I know Joe Montana, he has 4 rings and stuff like that. And I know probably for like the overall view, it'll probably be hard for them to put him over Brady because obviously the 7 rings. He has the most passing yards and touchdowns in NFL history. And y'all know the 2 games, whatever, but they'll still say that. And then what I didn't really know until I had to like look it up. This man had 35 playoff wins. That shit's insane.
It is, but you want to know something even crazier?
What?
This is Mahomes' 7th season technically, but he's only been playing for 6. If he wins on Sunday, that will be his 15th playoff win already, and he'll be 3rd all time.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
1 behind Joe Montana.
That'd be insane. But they'll put that over him still at 35. That shit's a lot. That's like a lot. Like I said, he's my GOAT. He been stamped that a long time ago. But yeah.
Cam, I got a question for you.
What's up?
So with the Shanahan McVay, because I heard you said this, I don't just want to pick your brain. Why would you put Shanahan before McVay? Because McVay won Super Bowl before Shanahan.
That's true. I say Shanahan over McVay because I know he was an offense coordinator back then, but he been to the Super Bowl with the Falcons, whatever. Lost that one. But now, as a head coach, he's been to 2 Super Bowls now. So I think that'll kind of like put him right over McVay, where they got more NFC championship, more than McVay. So obviously that also. So I think those things, even though, like I said, I love McVay, Me personally, I'll probably still put him, there, but I think the overall view would put him at number 2.
Okay.
That's fair. Well, I think that wraps up all of the kind of topic discussion. So now let's get into the actual thick of Super Bowl 58. We're gonna kick it off with one kind of trick, novelty prop, whatever you want to call it from games. Super Bowl weekend, and it's in Vegas. I think I saw something the other day, or one of y'all sent it. There's been a record of like $23 billion in bets already, and that was earlier in the week. So no telling what it's at right now, but it's gonna break all the records, and it probably won't ever be beaten again until the Super Bowl is in Vegas, probably like 5 years from now. But what is one novelty prop y'all are betting on the Super Bowl? Who wants to go first? I got mine ready if y'all want me to go first.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you go first because I don't even.
I think
I got one.
No. Yeah, okay. I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Olivia Culpa, is that how you say it? Shown on TV under 1.5 times. I had no idea who the hell she was. I had to Google her.
That's
CMC's
McCaffrey's wife, I think.
Yeah, CMC's fiance. No idea who she is. I think they're going to be focusing on Taylor Swift. You got Shanahan's old man. You have McCaffrey's old man that will be there. I don't think they're going to be focused on her because they've never focused on her through the playoffs. So I bet the under 1.5 times they show her on TV.
I got mine. I think they're gonna show Shanahan's and McCaffrey's dads at least 3, or it's 2.5. I think they're gonna show them 2.5 more times in that game.
Okay. Cam, Chris, y'all ready with y'all's, or y'all want me to go?
I'm gonna do Patrick Mahomes headband. I'm gonna go.
Bro,
red.
no way.
Even red, even.
That was literally that was mine. I was literally gonna say I don't know if Bet US knows something we don't, but we're red jerseys. Mahomes headband always matches our jersey, and I don't know why white is favored at -250.
Yeah, I don't know why black is on there. Red even.
Red even. I'm sure there's a cap you can bet on that because you could break the bank. If you wanted to throw 5,000 on that, obviously. But I'm sure it's like $20 is the cap on Bet US for that. If you want an easy $20, go bet Patrick Mahomes headband being red. We're wearing red. That's what it's gonna be. I can't believe you stole that. No,
I didn't mean to, bro. I was looking. I was like, it's pretty easy. So like, why would y'all wear black? Why would he wear a black?
He's never worn a black one ever. I don't even know why that's on there. It's literally only between red or white. That's it.
Yeah. And then the white, he don't really. I mean, I don't know. What do they mean by headband? Because I know he be wearing that little.
That's what really
a headband. It's more like a. I don't know how to describe it, but
it's like it looks like kind of like a bandana / headband.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Light bright.
Me? I got I'm gonna do 2 here. So Taylor Swift over 4.5 for sure. They go show her out.
Bad though. Every catch and touchdowns.
I think for that to hit, Kelce would have to have at least 2 touchdowns.
Man, they gonna show her like just run. They gonna show her coming into the game. They gonna show her. They gonna show her.
Does that count? I don't know if that counts. Is it just the whole broadcast?
Yeah, is it at Super Bowl?
The intro, everything, all that counts still.
Even after the game, that counts too, right? Or no?
That's where it gets dicey. I don't know what the exact details.
I don't know after the game, but definitely in the game, like when the game starts, or the intro, whatever, that definitely counts. But after the game, I don't think so.
They might show her 8 times, but then the book might be like, well, within the 60 minutes of actual game time, they showed her 3 times, and then they might screw you.
So I got that one on that one. And then Usher's first song at halftime. I think he's gonna start off with "Love in His Club." That's at plus 1,200.
I think he's gonna start with yeah.
I guess he.
I think
Cam may be right. That's tough.
Bro, he in Vegas, bro. I think he's gonna start with yeah.
Or he may start with his new song that The
I think
Nah,
he'll do
he
one
gotta
song.
play.
not
He gotta
good,
play.
good, but we
He gonna play
still
something old.
good.
Bro, he gotta play his old shit. Cause nobody.
Bro,
he
he
probably
been in Vegas. How long has he been in Vegas for? He been in Vegas for like a while now.
That
Yeah.
residency
Wow.
thing.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
been like a year by now, huh?
I think he gonna start with or he gonna start with what's the other song? No.
Oh my
It's
god.
off the second album. Yeah. You gonna do one or two.
Oh, he's about to like
Yeah. Come on, bro. You in
Oh
Vegas,
my
bro. You got a
god.
diverse crowd. I think he's
Look
gonna
at
start
us
with
singing
these
fucking
songs.
Usher songs.
I didn't even know I know them songs for real. They just
Oh, he
be
gonna play
hard.
DJ God's Falling in Love again.
Okay,
Come on,
novelty
stand
props.
up.
If you're gonna be a degenerate, there's no better weekend to be a degenerate. Bet some novelty props this weekend. Choose one of the 5 or 4 since me and Chris got the same one. But yeah, man, lock one of them in just for shits and giggles. This is the last week of football. Take advantage. You could either be broke tomorrow or you could possibly be up $1 million. But you won't do it if you don't gamble. So
Yeah.
that's why you got to do it.
You're gonna be broke if you don't gamble anyway.
Gamble
so-
responsibly
Exactly.
though. Gamble responsibly. We can't
No.
be
Bet
we,
the
we are
house.
not giving advice. We are
Bet-
not. We are not giving gambling
saying
advice.
that.
We just putting out some- so-
Tomorrow's not even promised. Will you see the money
No.
hit your bank account that night?
You gonna make these people go.
But he gonna make everybody lose their cars,
Somebody
their
gonna be-
homes. Their,
Somebody in the comments. I
Spare
was looking for a sign to
change.
sell.
he gonna miss
Spare
their car
change.
no payments.
Well, oh, Bryce told me to do this. Bryce told me
They
to
gonna
go
tag
out.
Well,
INISP
Bryce, nigga was
pod
like,
is a
well, Bryce
fraud
name is now on
capper.
his. Nigga say, well, Bryce name now on his bill.
Hey man, that
Oh,
might be their
man.
12th reason why.
Oh man. Okay, so
need
let's
one
get
more.
into the actual game bets. I don't know how many y'all have. I know some of Eric's from hopping on his pod a couple weeks ago. Cam's, Chris, how many bets do y'all
Oh.
have on the game?
Just one.
I have.
Y'all know I ain't crazy with the bets.
That's fair. Be responsible like Chris.
I think I got.
Degenerate, be me.
So I bet Pacheco's touchdown because obviously I said earlier in this segment I said rushing. I also bet Kelce's touchdown because obviously the Swifties out there, and the last thing I bet was McCaffrey touchdown as well. So they're my 3.
Okay. What about you, Cam?
I don't have like no regular ones, but I'm going to have like some prize picks. I might I probably will put them out on Twitter, whatever. But yeah, I know. But if y'all own prize picks right now, go and it gets a free space with Patrick Mahomes 0.5 passing yards. So if y'all got that prize picks for sure, take advantage of that. So I ain't got none right now, but I'm definitely gonna do some prize picks for the game.
Okay, stay tuned for that. We got all the bets coming Sunday. So
Sure.
okay, so now to the nitty gritty. Eric, how many do you have?
I got 9, and then I have 12 total because I have 3 MVP bets.
Okay,
God,
I got 10. So that's
Damn.
all right.
So,
Praying for you.
First bet,
I'm praying for you.
This could be
I
really,
got it.
really bad. But if it goes really good, oh my god!
go big or go home. Last
Right?
game of the year. So I got Rice over 66.5 yards receiving. I got Debo anytime touchdown. I did the under 9.5 for the first quarter. Pacheco over 66.5 rushing yards.
Man, that's
Under 23.5 for the first half. Casey plus 2.5 for the game. Rice minus 5.5 receiving yards over Ayuk. Debo plus 3.5 receiving yards over Ayuk. More points scored in the second half than the first half. Then I did Debo MVP 20-1, Pacheco MVP 35-1, Rice MVP 70-1.
Okay. I like that. So, me, as I shared on your pod, I blocked this in literally as I First thing I did as I'm walking off the plane after getting back home from Baltimore at like 12 in the morning, I guess the books had opened up at Chiefs +3, but I didn't get it at that. It had moved all the way down to +1. So I bet it immediately. I got Chiefs +1. I got our team total over 10.5 points in the first half. Through these 3 playoff games, we scored 16 in the first half versus Miami, 13 versus Buffalo, 17 versus Baltimore. All 3 of those defenses, really, Baltimore defense obviously was number 1. Buffalo and Miami's defense, I feel like maybe not name power wise, but same kind of talent, same kind of level compared to the 49ers. 49ers probably a little bit better, but I have confidence that we're going to be hitting on all cylinders. San Francisco team total under 24. So the Chiefs have literally only allowed 24 or more points twice this season. And I want to give another cool stat because I've been seeing people saying like, oh, the 49ers about to blow the Chiefs out and put up 30 plus and all sorts of other crazy things. So most games allowing under 25 points in the Super Bowl era of the NFL. Chiefs have had 19 this year. Every other team that's had 18 or 19 in Super Bowl era history, all of them have won the Super Bowl except for one, which was the Eagles. Sorry, Cam, in 01. They lost the NFC Conference Championship game. But everybody else wins Super Bowl, don't give up 30. So there's that. Let's see. Next up, I got Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. I told y'all he sat out that last game of the regular season, get healthy for the playoffs. Y'all seen the type of run he's been on. Now we're off another bye week, essentially headed to the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift might be making an appearance. Are you kidding me? He's about to do his thing. I got Brandon Ayuk under 63.5 yards because welcome to McSneed Island. Which one you want it from, you can get it. McDuffie, Sneed, it don't matter. We locking all that up. I got MVS over 1.5 receptions. This is just a sprinkle.
Crazy.
When we played them, so these next 2 bets are literally based off of what we did last year when we played the 49ers. MVS had 3 catches, and 2 of them were deep balls on Charvarius Ward, our former corner. We know his weaknesses. The other bet I'm sprinkling on, and this is going to sound crazy because this was before I knew Kadarius Toney could possibly play, but I got McCole Hardman anytime touchdown at plus 1,900.
That's crazy.
And why I have this is because the last time we played the 49ers last year, McCole Hardman had 3 touchdowns that game. 2 of them on the jet sweeps and a receiving touchdown. I just know Andy's going to draw one of those up somehow, some way. Even though he fumbled twice in that Buffalo game, knock on wood, Andy loves giving his guys 2nd, 3rd, 4th chances to prove themselves. McCole Hardman was having a great year, had this game last year, and then he got injured the next year or the next game and was out for the rest of the year. He's obviously been struggling this year, went from New York back to us, still hasn't really produced. I know Andy has a play dialed up for him in the red zone. So plus 1,900, it's worth the sprinkle. $10, you could win 190 right there. What you need that $10 for? You could go without dinner for a night. That's all I'm saying. So sprinkle that. Then I got Travis Kelce over 70.5 reception yards. And then my last 2 bets, I doubled down, but at a lesser value. So the first one that I gave out on Eric's pod was I have Isaiah Pacheco over 60.5 rushing yards, anytime touchdown. That was plus 128. Then I went back yesterday and I added Isaiah Pacheco anytime touchdown over 49.5 rushing yards at plus 104. So it's still plus even odds.
Mm-hmm.
I threw 3 units on that thing too. So yeah, man, we locked and loaded. 10 bets.
I don't know if you want to double down again, but it's plus 110 on the OG site. Kansas money line.
Oh, see, I was just cool with the plus 1. If we win, we win. Like, it is what it is. I wasn't gonna go. I didn't want to bet on the money line and the spread and all that because I feel like when I do that, I invite us losing the game and do the history of my betting.
Oh, I lied. It's not plus 110 then. I lied.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm sticking to my superstitions.
Mm-hmm.
I got us plus 1. I've been betting us against the spread every game in the playoffs. We've been doing good. We've been hitting the spread. So I'm going to stay with that. +1. That's what I got it at. Yeah, man. Those are the bets. Gotta lock them in. It's gonna be a great night Sunday. If it's not a great night, y'all probably won't hear from me for the next 2 weeks. We won't be doing a pod for the next 2 weeks.
He sound like he really trying to convince himself. Like we gonna be good. We gonna be good. That's good though. You gotta stay positive like that.
But yeah, man. So those are the bets. And then to end it, Super Bowl 58 predictions, game score, how you see it playing out. We're going to start off with our guest, Eric. Go to y'all three, and then, I got to end it on my Chiefs. One last spill before we get out of here and get to Super Bowl Sunday, man. So, Eric, I already know from being on your pod, but go ahead and tell the fans of INISPod who you got winning this one.
I got the Chiefs 24-14.
That's a good one. I love that. I love the sound of that. Chris, what about you?
Man, I'm gonna stick to that Madden simulation, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that should be kind of accurate, bro. I think 30-28 is great, and it sticks to even your little theory with the opponent not scoring over 30. It's a close one. I think I know we was talking about earlier. Purdy and them, they gonna have to score. We gotta see if he gonna get that pressure put on him. If y'all just can't put the pressure on him, he can get that ball out. It's gonna be a ball game.
That's fair. Okay. Cam Swan.
It's crazy because I was gonna say 24-13. So I'm like me and Eric like right there.
Twin.
Cam.
I got
Time out. I already hear what you about to say. Why are you not betting against us, man?
Huh?
Why are you not betting?
Okay, so it's funny. If I would bet, I would probably bet the 49ers. Not gonna lie. I probably would bet the 49ers. But it just seems like it's the Chiefs moment. Like, this is Chiefs time. Like, it's their time to get that third ring. Like, it's their time to, I guess, solidify the even though I think it's a dynasty already, but solidify the dynasty. It just feels like it almost feels like everybody knows they're gonna win. Like, even like the 49ers, it almost not gonna win, but it seems like everyone knows it's gonna win. It's I don't know. Like, I can already picture it. Like, I can already see it. I can already see Pat holding up the trophy. I can already see at the end Taylor Swift coming down, slapping Travis Kelce in the face and saying,
like Bryce, bro.
and saying that's for almost losing, then kissing him and saying that's for winning type shit. And then
this man over here writing fan fiction.
And then they go off to Disney World and he proposed to him, and then he'll retire and stuff. Like, I can see some crazy shit like that. They go off to the sunset. I can see some crazy stuff like that. So I can't see in this one. 28-24. I got Isaiah Pacheco, Super Bowl MVP. I think he's gonna have a phenomenal game. I think y'all gonna stick with him on the run game. I think he's gonna get some reception. I think he's gonna get a receiving touchdown also. So I got Pacheco, Super Bowl MVP, 28-24 Chiefs.
Okay. Before I give mine,
say it
you already
again,
know
Cam.
my answer.
Say it again.
So after the game, after the game,
yeah.
After the game or whatever, this is how it's gonna be. The Chiefs gonna be coming. They're gonna be playing from behind the whole game, and then at the end, Pat gonna have game-winning touchdown to Travis Kelce, whatever, and all you're gonna see is Taylor coming down, run up to him. Travis gonna try to find him. Where is he? The camera's gonna be on them, whatever, and then they gonna make eye contact. They gonna run up to each other. They gonna hug, and then Taylor gonna look at him, slap him, say that's for almost losing, and then kiss him, and be that's for winning. And they gonna go to the sunset. And that's how it's gonna be.
Oh my god!
And that's how it be, man.
You lucky there's not odds on that. You probably be a millionaire off $1 bet for that scenario, Kill. If that happens, you heard it here first, people.
You heard it here first, man.
I'm crying.
But I was gonna say I like your Pacheco MVP bet. If you all are betting and you're watching this, you can sprinkle, but I wouldn't put too much on Patrick Mahomes winning a Super Bowl MVP. I was doing some research. Any team that's won 3 Super Bowls in a window like this, no player has ever won 3 Super Bowl MVPs in a row. The most is always 2, and then that third one, it always goes to another player. And I don't think, I think Patrick Mahomes will play a great game, but I don't think it will have to be on him to win this game. I think it could be on someone like Pacheco, or it's Pacheco, Kelce, or someone random on our defense making some really good plays.
Sneed, low-key Sneed. I feel like Sneed
I
might be a
was
sneaky
thinking that, but also I don't know if y'all watch Good Morning Football. Peter Schrager, he's been calling Super Bowls. He's like on a streak, like the last 4 years. Or something. To start off this year, he called us winning the Super Bowl versus the 49ers, and he said McDuffie was going to win it with a pick 6. You know, McDuffie's never had an interception, even though he's a first-team All-Pro corner. This is the perfect time to get your first
His
interception.
whole career?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
He's forced hella fumbles, just no interceptions.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Crazy.
So this would be the perfect time to get one. I hope he does. But for me, funny enough, I actually texted in the DT group chat the other day asking, because Christian asked me to score. I had 24-13 as well, but I was going to sprinkle on that, but also that's plus 15,000. I think it could be 27-17. And then if you want to add another bet, I can't make this an official bet because I don't know what it will be, but second half, like I said, you got 30 minutes at halftime to lock this in. But if you want to make a second half bet on the 49ers team total under in the second half. Because for since week 11, we've allowed no more than 7 points every second half game. And in the playoffs, the most we've allowed is 3. So just saying that now, like this is what I've been talking about every week in the playoffs. Like our defense going to come to play and our offense just has to take care of the ball. And then that's the recipe for success. Feed Pacheco, feed Kelce, Rasheed, Patrick Mahomes, take care of the ball as he's been doing for the last 2 playoff runs now. Chiefs, bring it home. Dynasty sealed. Taylor Swift with a slap to Kelce, as Cam says. Chiefs, Super Bowl 58 champs, man. That's how it's going to go. And yes, if we do win, I don't know, y'all can join if y'all want, but I will be live in the back patio smoking a cigar, teed up with a beer or something. So keep that on the lookout too. If we lose, I told y'all I'm going ghost. You won't hear from me. But if we win, oh, it's up. It's up. The neighbors will know my name by the end of the night.
Oh my goodness.
So that's how I'm feeling, man. But Eric, appreciate you coming on again. That is our Super Bowl 58 special. We appreciate y'all listening. If y'all listen all the way through. A lot of funny moments on this one. A lot of crazy things said. This gonna be a good one. It's your favorite kids from the neighborhood signing off. Y'all already know what it is. Eric, Chris, Cam, Special K, Bryce. We out, man. Peace.
I need